Let's get on board. Let's take a little look around. Actually, I mean, there's more to the DLC than just the trains, I guess. Oh, this is quite nice. Oh, madam. Oh, look. I do love catching these things. I don't know why I like it so much. It is normally something I hate in a game, but actually I really like it in TSW for whatever reason. There's a car! Did you see that? Oh, I can't get over there. They've actually introduced some vehicles, that's good. It's been sadly lacking in oh crap. Sadly lacking in the most recent DLCs, I fear. Is that the step? Excuse me, madam. I do apologise. Good lord. Right, where the hell did I put my train? Which one is it? Is it this one? I think this is us. Okay, good. It's the Sifa. Headlights on. Battery's already on. I'm not going to turn that off yet. On yet, rather. Just follow the instructions. Lock the doors. Interesting, that's already done. Release the brakes and depart when ready. Now in the previous DLC I could not for love nor money get the passenger lights on, so I'm going to have a crack at that later. Stop at Banoff. Indeed we shall. That's good to know, Amarillo. Oh, I'm speeding already. Was it 40 or 60 around here? Something like that. Looks like it's 60. Hopefully, you know, Train Sim World will start to roll out some improvements across the board. The problem they've got now, of course, is oh, that was pretty cool over there. The problem they have, of course, is that now that they're running on console as well, you know, where do the limitations stop? One would assume that whatever you can get on a PC does not like for like transport over to the console. It's a pretty cool looking bridge. Have I got the handbrake on or something? What's going on here? Why do we have no power? What the heck? What have I done wrong? Why do we have no power? Oh, and now we have power. Weird. What's going on there? I bust it, Cap. I did. That's twice today I've broken this thing. Now I don't know enough about trains to know if that's a bug or whether I'm just dealing with something incorrectly or inappropriately. Also, I can't put my teeth in the right way around, it seems. German trains are almost as confusing as German signals. I'll stick to the BR Blue Stock things. Yeah. Every time I think I've got German signals clear in my head, something makes it absolutely undeniably clear that I don't. Every single time. Gotta say, it does look pretty good. They've actually done a really quite decent job of the surrounding area and the stations, it looks like. In the previous DLC, I actually went and found photographs of all the stations. Or did I do that? No, I did that for the Somerset Railway route. But yeah, look at this. There's a lot of detail here. Definitely impressive. You can see some cars up there driving very slowly around that corner. The vehicles over here. I think that's meant to be like a motorway or something. Right, 130 kilometers speed limit coming up. We can put our feet down. Look at these mountains. The scenery looks pretty good. There definitely are a few cars on, you know, on display, which is good. They do seem to be rather evenly spaced out, but at least they are different cars and different colours. Something at least. Oops. We are speeding. Let's see, 150 or 160, 160, whoops. Supposed to be doing 140 at the moment. What did I press? I haven't a clue. I'll have to rewatch my own video and see if I can figure it out. In simple terms, it's speed signalling rather than the route signalling we use in the UK. If you see anything other than a green, you need to be running more slowly. Ah, cool. Going to grab some tea, no worries. I'll be here when you get back, I hope. Right, we should be 150 now. Go full throttle. Oh, again, look, we've got no speed. It's just switched off. Let's do what I did last time. I got up, I looked at this, came over here, pretended to know what I was looking at that side, sat back down, and then it worked. Okay, let's apply a bit of brake. take the brake off and then accelerate. No, that's not doing it. A lot of brake. Back off. And then accelerate. No, that's not doing it. I've broken the bloody thing again. I didn't even realise that window was open. Well, that's not working very well, is it? You have to shut it 3 times before the audio changes. That's got to be a bug. Yep. Absolutely no power whatsoever. What the Jiminy Cricket is going on? Well, the good news is we're stopping in 900 meters, so maybe then, if the pantograph is still on, I think it is. Yeah, I mean, we've got PCBs active. PCB, the MCB is active. Oh, maybe that was it. I don't know where the buttons are. Shut up. I haven't learned that yet. Oh, nuts. Seriously, you're going to make me unload passengers here? How's that going to work? I'm not meant to be here. That was an accident. I'm pretty sure I opened the doors on the right, did I not? Whoops, that was totally my bad. I remember in the day when they would have failed you for such a calamitous attempt at unloading passengers, but these days they just like, yeah, whatever. It will affect your overall score, but you can get away with it, no problem. E to stand at shunting station. What? That's most odd. What on earth have I discovered there? Anyone know what that means? Well, the passengers got run over by the passing train. Fail. Should be. All passengers are required to come to the cab to depart. Everybody's going to die. But the game won't let me move forward. Once it's decided I have to unload passengers, that's it. Alright, let's close those doors. Alright, left, right side doors, close those. Check they are closing. Good, good, good. Are they closing that side? Oh, bugger. Why are they open that side? Close on the left, closed on the right. And a full power acceleration away. That's how it's done. Oh, it's the lean mode. Is that what that is? Oh, that's cool. I don't know if I can test that right now. Can I test? That's awesome. So what's weird is, in the tutorial, when it tells you to do that, why doesn't it let you open the window? Because that would have got a much better response from me, I can tell you that much. 100 kilometers at the next junction, so we'll release the throttle and cruise nicely. Sip of tea time. Try whacking this on, see if we can cope with the stresses of SIFA. I'm going to stick with Amarillo's tried and tested technique. Anything that's not green requires you to slow down a bit. I do like that sort of easy to follow guideline. Oh wow, we are going uphill, aren't we? As soon as we're meant to be doing 100. Oh, we've lost the flipping throttle again. Something is going on here, isn't it? And then it just suddenly comes back again. I fully don't understand how that works. And I think that's the failing again of the tutorial. It's, you know, if that is something to do with the train system itself, then for the love of God, teach me. Now I'm loath to take the power off completely because I suspect we won't get it back again, but oh, we're actually speeding a little bit, which is annoying. I have to use a bit of brake, control it that way. No, and that completely disengages the accelerator. Maybe it's that. Maybe I have to come back to fully zero and hold it there for 30 seconds or something. It's almost looks like somehow the pantograph drops down, then after a while it goes back up. Ah, that's a good point. Because the pantograph is in... Oh no, that was the other loco, wasn't it? Or I set it to auto. We're slowing down so much. Right, sit down, sit down, sit down. Oh, that was SIFA going off. I didn't hear it. Son of a gun. Was that SIFA there that killed me? The fact that I stand up means that I can't hear it when it goes off. I think that's really poor. Oh, again. Okay, so if I'm not sat down, we're screwed, basically. Okay. Okay, that sounds like it's releasing. That should give us some power, and away we go. So I cannot stand up. Do not stand up once the train is in locomotion. Interesting. I'm sure there's a shortcut key for that, I just don't know what it is. If only I could have a controller set up that I could just press a button on. That would be grand. I wasn't meant to stop there, was I? God, I hope not. Yeah, to be fair, you shouldn't really be out of your seat. I know that. But we're trying to figure out why I keep losing the throttle. Trying to see if something was not set up correctly. And I'm pretty sure in the video it showed that you could select your own location or something, but I don't know, this doesn't appear to be on. And weirdly, while some of these buttons are active, like the ones to turn it on and actually control it, don't appear to be. Come on, 100 kilometers an hour, that's what we're aiming for. Scenery wise, it's quite impressive. I'd go so far to say I think it looks better than RSN. No worries, mate. I'll figure it out eventually. I do know, having done some research, that the PCB on German locos was quite buggy until 2.0. I don't know when 2.0 came out, so I don't know what version in this is based on either. Although the bugs that I'm aware of, and none of the bugs that I'm experiencing right now, more to do with how to get the train moving again once it's been triggered, I think. But this does look impressive. I knew I didn't have long. Oh, that's a tricky one, Amarillo. You're kind of on your own with that. You're going to have to go on past experiences. Isn't the horn supposed to be on H, same as before? No, but whatever is on H. I just did something. Ah, horn is space. Good spot. As far as the DLC goes, I think this is pretty good. The keyboard shortcut to acknowledge alarms is Q. Thank you so much. We'll test that on the next one, which should be any second now. Yeah, nice one. Thank you very much. That worked perfectly. 10 miles an hour under the speed limit. Let's just give it a boost. There's a bit of a weird shadow thing going on there. Do you see that? Seems to be just ahead of the... maintaining a distance ahead of the train. It's a tad random as well. Clearly it's shadow from the sun, but it's only active that far in front. And even less so if you zoom out. That's interesting. You know that because you keep complaining that they put high tone BR horns on space and low tones on N, when normally you would use low tone almost invariably, so it would make a lot more sense to put that on space. Well, you should be able to rebind those keys so that they're the other way round, but yeah, I agree with you. But will they listen? Will they eckers like? Ah! Trying to have a sip of tea. Okay. Bit of brake. Drop down to 90, coming into our station. Too much brake. Smidge too much brake. Oh, and what's annoying is I've lost the accelerator again. So yeah, maybe then it's just a case of dropping the accelerator to absolute zero or coasting speed for 20 seconds and then it unlocks or something. Bit more testing and experimentation. 70 kilometers per hour in 500 meters. I think we're slowing down probably fast enough, but just give it a smidge more brake just to make sure. So fully off, 1 2 3 4 5. That seems to be working, you know. Right, 300 meters to stop. I'm probably braking way too late, so we're going to have to put quite a bit on. Again, see, again, the brakes on these things are incredible. Please tell me I didn't go emergency brake. No, I didn't, thank goodness. That's pretty well done, I think. So that should be both sides open. Fantastic. Did pretty well, considering how well I usually do. So again, I'd say this is pretty nicely modelled. You can see they've spent a bit of time on it, unlike previous DLCs where it really didn't look like they put any effort beyond sort of 10 feet from the main rail line. But no, this looks quite nice. Like the modelling. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Ah, they have heard you then. Interesting. And away we go. One, two, three, 4, 5. That seems to work. I don't know if that's actually how it's supposed to work, but it does seem to work. And away we go. And the audio of the locomotive pulling away, I think, is pretty damn good. Ticking about 30 to 40 FPS at the moment. Found the N key. Ah! Nearly tripped up there. 120 kilometers coming up. Okay, time to flat out go. It's quite possible that there's some kind of safety system involved. Maybe when cruising it idles the throttle electronically and you have to zero the throttle as well to match. Yeah, I think that's kind of what it feels like, actually. It helps when you get to complain directly to Matt, to be honest. Then you really know that the message got to him. Yeah, right. He's a top chap, is Matt. He really is a nice guy. Oh, that's more than 120. Whoops. I wish the text in the middle of that thing was like bolder, so you can see it without having to zoom in, because I really can't tell if that's... I mean, I can see it's 138 now, but sometimes I do get confused as to whether or not it says 120 or 130. See, right now that looks like 150, 140. Supposed to be doing 120, so we'll just whack a bit of brake on that. I know you've got the dial as well, but... probably that's a very good counter argument, is that you do have the dial. ...130 kilometers in 4K. One, two, three, 4, 5. That definitely seems to be it. It does seem to be the solution to that problem. It's a shame though that that's not in sort of part of the tutorial, because something like that could easily cause you to give up on the game if you couldn't figure it out. Wow. Double ender. Oh, I am speeding again. You're one of the honoured nutcases who gets to go and play with the One House model railway occasionally. We're over there at Easter. Hopefully Dovetail Games will get Matt come and play too this time. Nice. When you're in outside view, the game should have a HUD to tell you if safety system's on board trigger. Well, I don't know if you spotted it then. But whilst I was in outside view, full time to pick that one, you should hear it if it goes off. So that never used to be a thing, but because of that exact issue, they did implement that. I think that was maybe 2 or 3 DLCs ago, which obviously was a much needed addition to the game. And in addition to that, SimFam, you can obviously control what is and what isn't displayed on the HUD, and it's fairly, respectably controllable. So yeah, you should be able to find a happy medium so that you've got all the information you need to progress. I'm not looking at these signals at all. I never do. I always get completely distracted by everything that's going on around me and just... That looks a bit weird over there. There's quite a lot of cars there. Absolutely silent, obviously, but at least there are some. 160 kilometers in 900 meters. Like a challenge. There is a HUD. SimUK isn't using it because of absolute realism and all. Well, I try. I try a bit. I want to get to the point where there's absolutely nothing on the screen at all. But I'm certainly not ready for that yet. Apparently in this scenario, the route board on the cab car doesn't work. Yeah. Oh, what? Just this scenario? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So it's a bug that they're going to fix. That's fair enough, I suppose. You do expect some bugs. Oh, I'm totally speeding again. Given the amount of times that safety systems catch Matt out on his own streams, you suspect he insisted that was added. Do you know what? I 100% think that's true. All joking aside, I think that's the only reason we have it. It's because he went, I'm fed up with this. Went into work the next day and went, right, scrap the DLC. This needs to be changed today. Oh, hang on. Look at this. My throttle is definitely at 0. Oh, for a minute there. For a minute there, that held my throttle on even though I dropped it. And now we're braking really heavily for whatever reason. What happened there? Perhaps it was a track system that suddenly broke. I mean, it's quite fortunate because we are coming to a stop right here, so it's actually played definitely into our favour. But we're supposed to be doing 40 in the space of 15 metres or whatever. That may have been a trackside thing. We definitely have no power right now. Okay, back in control. Good stuff. So you run with the bottom right HUD on. That's the one I hate, is that bottom right HUD. I think it's very well designed, I just don't like it. But you hide all the signal aspects so that you have to look at them. Plus you turn off the track markers because they annoy me, yeah. Like I say, eventually I will run with absolutely nothing. But, yeah, if I did that right now... Disaster. No! Too short again! I bet it's not going to let me do it. Still crawling forward ever so slightly. Job done. Not as good as the last time, but it was okay. Which side are we doing? Left hand side, okay. Left side doors open. Load those passengers. It just means the scenario author didn't set it up correctly. The destination board is set up as part of the scenario on these, yeah. Oh, there should be... Oh, objective complete. Look at that. Secure the train. Set the reverser to off. And the key, presumably? No, I don't need to do the key. Oh, I do need to do the key. I just said that. Climb down from the train to complete this duty. Awesome. I actually enjoyed that. That was pretty spectacular. Now, I understand there's a full PIS system. I'm not sure if it's fully implemented. There's no track info, it looks like, still, perhaps. I could be wrong on that point. Can't see anything here. But definitely I'd say this isn't a step back, which has got to be a good thing, surely. They haven't got worse. Oh, crap. Oh, I missed it by 6 minutes, and that one by 5. Bugger. I think that only happened because I was trying to figure out that control aspect, which I still don't fully understand. Well, guys, that pretty much concludes my first look at Train Sim World's newest DLC release. And yeah, I mean, with all the hour-long complaints about Dovetail Games and Train Sim World as a whole, I'd say that this DLC in its own right is pretty good. It's 52k, of which the small amount that I've seen looks pretty darn good. The audio in the locomotives definitely does sound better. The ambient audio is still pretty disappointing, to be honest with you. I think we probably encountered one or two little bugs, some of which are logic bugs as opposed to bugs. Logic bugs being things like in the tutorial asking me to look down the side of the train to see if the passengers are ready to load, but not actually let me open the door or the window. I mean, that's a logic bug right there. There are quite a few of those. But overall, it seemed to work pretty well. I am a bit of a sucker for the German rail route trains, I've got to say. I did fully enjoy that. I would have to say I recommend the DLC. Whether or not you think that $24.99 is a justifiable price for this is something you're going to have to decide yourself. I didn't pay for this, so, I mean, from a cost perspective, it's a lot easier on me. But had I have paid $24.99 for it, I think I'd just about be happy. But what I'm not happy with, obviously, is Train Sim World in its current state and Dovetail Games' consistent quietness surrounding the features and updates that they did promise over a year ago. So, I mean, it's difficult to take this all into context, but this DLC on its own as an individual entity, I think was very good. And from what I've seen of it so far, from a first look review perspective, I've got to give it a thumbs up. So that's it from me, guys. I'm going to wrap up now because my daughter will be home soon and I'll have lots of dad things to do. So I'm going to say thank you to absolutely everybody who joined me today, especially those who commented in the chat. And yeah, I look forward to meeting up with you again next week, hopefully. I don't know what we'll be doing, but I'm sure I'll find something to play. And until then, take care of yourselves and goodbye for now.